Welcome to Hamsack Reviews. My name is Vince, and today I'm going to do something a little different. My good friend Al made a video on how to cross-mode Pi-Star from YSF to DMR. Let's check it out now.
Okay, network fans, here's a quick tutorial for you how to set up your Pi-Star so that you can do cross-mode from C4FM over to DMR. This is what the dashboard looks like at the moment. Don't pay attention to this crap. This is from yesterday. This is today. I was testing stuff. Notice the date. What you're going to see is YSF and YSF to DMR when you're all configured. You all should be running the latest Zoom Spot radio here, and just for information, we're running the 418 up here, so that's the version that I'm running. And you will see a YSF network and a TGIF network down here. So how do we get there? Well, we go to configuration, and there's a couple of things that you need to make sure that you've got correct. First thing is you want to set YSF mode and YSF to DMR mode. Nothing else. Once you've got those, apply those, and what you're going to see show up then is this panel here so that you can configure it. Now, just a quick backup for those that aren't aware, you should make sure you have a unique host name if you're running more than one hotspot. Your DMR ID should be in everything. I always put it in no matter what, and all the usual trash. That doesn't make too much difference for what we're doing, but you're going to want the DMR ID to be there. The next step is to go into this Fusion configuration. For this to work, you need to pick YSF to link YSF to DMR. Kind of logical. If you don't set that, if you pick a different FCS or YSF or whatever you want, then it works like it used to work as a normal C4FM, but it's not going anywhere with DMR. The next thing you're going to need is make sure that if you've got multiple hotspots, each one has a different separate ID here. It doesn't mean anything other than they've all got to be separate or you'll get into trouble. So I happen to have 6 hotspots. This one happens to be hotspot number 1, so that's what's there. Okay, I just set every DMR up this way. You select the TGIF network from the drop-down list, which it's kind of hidden. The fastest way to find it is actually to search for it. So you go TGI, and there it shows up just like that. You put in your hotspot security. That's what you get when you set up your TGIF network. If you haven't done that, get somebody to help you, or it's not too bad. Send me an email if you want. It's not real hard, but you'll get a password for your hotspot security, and then you put in the talk group that you want. For all of us, it's 2017. Hit apply changes. All that happens. Again, the rest of this stuff doesn't make much difference. This is where all of the fun begins. When you're all done, you will come back to this picture, which should be fine. Everything should be shown as it is. So remember, you got 2 different steps. You first have to apply this stuff, then you have to make these changes, because this panel won't show up until you get the upper one correct, and apply your changes here. When all is said and done, back to your dashboard, and as I said, you'll see YSF and YSFX mode. YSF net, YSF to DMR. Here's your YSF to DMR. That's the YSF server, reflector, whatever word you want to use that you're using. And here's your TGIF network. Here's your DMR ID. And notice the 01 that we set at the end, which is different for every hotspot. There you have it. That's about it. I tested it. Nobody was on the radio, so couldn't make sure, but I was listening with my DMR radios, and it goes both ways. Not a problem. Hope you enjoy.
Okay, I hope you found that helpful. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, ding that bell to check all my videos out, and the share is also appreciated. And then let's drop a comment in the bottom to let Al know you liked the video. Maybe we'll get him to make some more. 73s, my friends.